To me. So, it's my birthday, so I'm staying home from work today. And that means that I want to do some streaming. Because I want to do a bunch of hobby today. That sounds really nice. Don't really have any other birthday plans, so it seems like a good thing to do, you know? Talk at imaginary friends and get some stuff set up for my cowboy board. That was shooting. That's what that was. Yeah, so I thought it might be pretty fun. Because I'm going to do this stuff anyway, so I thought maybe I would target the camera while I do it. So we built one of these on stream during the unboxing. And I put some more of it together. So if you want to see the wall there with the door, you just kind of click in wherever you want. Pretty cool. I built tons of the scatter. There's still more scatter on those sprues, but I figured that would be good for now. And then I added some duck boards there, and this cute little thing. This is from the town scatter sprue. It's just a weird little extra building. Maybe people put like milk and stuff in there. Thought it'd be kind of neat. So I built one of those, and then I built this guy, who's damn near identical, to be honest. So I could put him up like that. It'd be pretty cool. Or all kinds of stuff. So the reason I put this here on the side is because I thought that looked pretty neat. You know, with the buildings being a little bit cattywampus. I thought it would give like a model room to move down the side, you know. Thought it looked kind of cool. Instead of being right next to each other, this makes it a little more like playable, I guess, you know. Because my idea is to do a 2x2 board for Dead Man's Hand / Verrotwood the Old West, you know, kind of get some horror stuff in there. So I thought it'd be pretty cool. So the starter box comes with 3 buildings. I haven't built the third one yet because I had a really fun time building these, and I totally went and bought one of the 2-story buildings. So I'm waiting for that to get here. I wanted to pick that up from Badger Games, the people that sold my parents this starter box, but they were out of stock, so I just grabbed it from Great Escape Games instead. So I got one of those coming, so I'm gonna, when I get that, I want to have another building so I can mix parts if I want to. And then I got another set of duck boards. And then I got one of the carriages to have a carriage, because I thought that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, gives me a nice selection of Wild West stuff to get all my games set up with and all. And I'm probably gonna 3D print some Wild West monsters like zombie bears and maybe some zombies and stuff. It'd be kind of cool. So yeah, so pretty cool. So I'm gonna build a third building with pieces from the double-story building, but it's not here yet. So today we're gonna be working on these 2 suckers. Gonna keep the roof separate so I can get inside, but we're gonna be working on them. One of the big things I want to do with them is I want to make bases, like little platforms for them to sit on, because there's a ton of really cool scatter in here, and if I don't put these things on bases, I'm never going to use it. Right? Really neat like set dressing pieces like this. Like, I'm never going to set these up during a game. I know I won't, and if I do and you wiggle the table, they're going to fall over instantly. And it's going to be super obnoxious. So if I put these buildings on little bases, I can glue these down, and then they're just there, and it'll be cool. And that way it also is going to let me tie it into all of the terrain that I made on the channel for Fallout. Because the Fallout terrain, I think this stuff would fit pretty well for Fallout, right? These kind of like old-timey buildings, I think they would look pretty cool. So I think, you know, I can have Fallout guys running around these, shooting them up with raiders and stuff. Right, this kind of looks like a Good Springs kind of thing to me, you know? That kind of town. So yeah, so if I make a match for Fallout, I can double purpose them, or triple purpose them, because I already have 2 games I want to play on them. So yeah, thought it'd be pretty sweet. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do this guy first. Now my plan is to make the sides of the base basically as tight to the duckboard ends as possible. And then for there to be room in the front and the back. That's really what I want out of these. Or what I want out of these pieces of terrain. I also want to make some scatter. So we're going to make a couple pieces of scatter terrain on little bases. And then we're going to make some trees too. Because I think having a couple individual trees around would be dope. So, this is what I'm doing on my birthday. Now, I know I've shown off my cow ladies before. They're not really cows, but they're... What's the word for it? Cowgirl, I guess? Cow women? I don't know. My Wild West ladies before. I know I've shown them off before. Showed them all off on the channel. But I built some of the guys last night. Man, they're really cool. These are really fun models. Got a guy with saddlebags. I made a guy with some TNT. Gonna blow some shit up. I made a guy double gunning. Pow, 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 pow. And we got one with a rifle. And I got this guy because I thought he kind of had like a boss. Kind of like the ghoul from the Fallout show kind of vibe. So I actually modded this rifle a little so it's sitting on his shoulder. Just because I thought it was a badass pose. And I have to say, man, these North Star miniature military figures, they're just so great. Like, it's hard to get better miniatures than these. It really is. Like, these in War Games Atlantic, like, they're the fucking best, dude. So, speaking of that, because the miniatures are so cool and interchangeable and all on the same scale, I made some cultists, some cowboy cultists. So this is the cultist bodies from Frostgrave. And I whipped up some of those with the cowboy arms and stuff. I think they look really cool. So, got that one there with a rope, drawing his pistol. I got this one here with a knife. So this is a cowboy arm, and then I put a cultist hand on it, so he has a knife. It's pretty cool. Because I thought it'd be neat to have some cultists, especially if I'm going to do like a horror game. So they're all going to get animal heads too. There's one with a big old double barrel shotgun. Here's one with a pistol and a chain. Pretty darn cool. So I whipped those up. They're going to go on bases. The bases are currently 3D printing, so they have to wait. But yeah, I thought they was really cool that you can mix and match these pieces. So if you wanted to do your cowboys as like regular people, and then actually have like cowboy animal people, you could use the Knowles set. It would work really well for this as well. If you wanted like cowboys and then having like a team of like hill Knowles, it would work really good to use the Knowles set too. I don't know what other Frostgrave boxes would work pretty good. Maybe the Wizards boxes. You could make like some kind of like weird like sand mage or something maybe. I don't know. But the cultists are phenomenal. They're really good. And their heads actually work really good on these bodies too. It's just I didn't use any of these bodies because I didn't use any of these heads because I'm going to turn them all into like 5 Goes West animal people. So yeah. Anyway, let's actually do some terrain because I've been waffling for 10 minutes. So, but yeah, those are the minis from the box. And in the starter box, you get 10 of these guys and 5 of the ladies. So you wind up with a lot of minis, which is really cool. That starter box is it's super killer. Oh. All right. Huzzah! So here we go. So I'm going to make little bases. My plan is to have them pretty much almost right to the edge. Right? So I have them almost right to the edge, and then I want a little bit of overhang in the front and the back. But besides that, it's pretty much going to be spot on. So Do I have a ruler? I don't think I have a ruler. Alright, let me actually move this back a little, because I think I'll probably round these edges. Should I round the edges off? So the reason you would round the edges off something like this, because this is what they call hardboard. This is like basically super condensed cardboard. It's like what's on the back of like a legal pad, if you've ever had one of those. The reason to round the edges off here is because this is a porous material and it's going to suck up water, and sharp edges like this lead to curling. Round edges are way more resilient to curling. I don't know. I don't know if I want to cut the edges off or not. Alright, well, let's cut it this way first. Alright, so I only want like a little bit. So we are, let me find something I can use, like the roof. Oops, shit. We are going to shoot for like right there. I've just got my knife down. It's really handy if I had a ruler. Like one of those metal rollers. Be super handy. But I probably do. I just don't know where it is, to be honest. Yeah, cause see, I'm like all over the place. Alright. Behold. Yeah, this is, you know, a lot of the like, it's kind of funny when you watch a lot of like the trash bashers and stuff. A lot of them are actually like professional woodworkers. People like Black Magic Craft and Luke's APS, although Luke isn't around anymore. RIP, my man Luke. His videos were amazing. I used to love him. I even think Mega Theater Builder Worlds, I think, teaches shop. And I think he teaches like shop and history at his local school. I don't know if it's local school, but I think he's a teacher that teaches those things. Or used to, at least. So, like a lot of those people have like tons and tons and tons of experience doing like woodworking stuff and measuring and all that stuff, and so it's really kind of funny when you are like a person with none of that experience and you're trying to figure it all out. You know, you kind of have a big like knowledge gap, right? Like I can't cut a straight line for the fucking life of me. So I just think it's interesting. Alright, so we have a nice little strip there. Yep, and that's about the width I want. So what would it look like if I rounded off the corners? Let's see, we can round off the corners here and see what it would look like. I don't know why I'm cutting this all the way down this edge, but I am. I think that's happening. Alright, so if we rounded off the corners, that's not that bad actually. I actually kind of like that. Yeah, I think that looks nicer than the square edges, to be honest. Alright, so we'll do the same thing. So we want a little in the front and a little in the back, right? So we want room to be able to put all of our gubbins. So here in the back, hello. Yep, it is my birthday today, so I am not at work. Alright, so here in the back, I think I'm going to do, I don't know, maybe like a finger's width. Right, so we'll put a little mark right there. Put a little mark right there. And we'll try to round that up to the edge. Now, I used to never like making bases for my terrain, but I really came to like it because it lets you use all the... Thank you very much for saying happy birthdays. But the bases really let you use all the neat little bits of scatter that you probably wouldn't ever use otherwise, and that's why I really like it, right? Like, I would never use these otherwise, but since I'm going to turn them like into the terrain, hell yeah, I'm super excited about it. Or like these little steps, right? I would probably never use these, but I can put them right back here. Now I've got a cool little step for my guys to walk up. And it makes it kind of like more of a thing. It does make it more of a pain in the ass to store. That's super true. But I think it's really nice still. All right, let me find some glue. We'll get this guy glued down. And then where the hell did I put my glue? Hold up. Glue time. Gotta find the glue. Oh. Okay, I don't know where the open glue I had is, so we're gonna open one. So, big props to Army Painter because their bottle tops are white and it really makes them stand out from stuff like glue bottles. It's really nice. Whereas like all the other ones are not. So, alright, so we're gonna glue our building down. Just gonna use some super glue. And then after this glues, probably might not be during stream, but after this is done gluing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually hit this whole thing with Mod Podge matte. And Mod Podge is a mix of PVA glue, so white glue, like Elmer's glue, and acrylic medium. So acrylic medium is the plastic bits in acrylic paint. It's kind of the bits that hold the pigment together, because acrylic paint is kind of like this plastic mesh like this, and the pigments are bigger than the holes in the mesh, so they get stuck in there. That's how acrylic paint works. So you can actually just get just the mesh. And Mod Podge is a mix of the mesh and the PVA. So it works really well, but it also helps protect this so water doesn't get in it. Because if water gets in it, it might start to curl and bend and stuff. And water's going to get in it because I'm going to fucking paint it. So, you know. So it's kind of unavoidable, you know. All right, so that's how I think the bases for these should work. So let's test it out. So if I've got another one of these, right, and I want it to like duckboard up, yeah, that works good. That works super good. That's not going to be a problem at all. It might be a little bit of issue with the fronts bumping into each other, but I don't think that's bad. I think worst case, I'll just move it over a little and it should be fine. I mean, hell, even like that, it would work perfect, you know? I think that's pretty good. Oh! All right. So, let's put down the good stuff. So we got these. These are hitching posts, which I have been told are not actually for tying horses to. Did I know this? No. Supposedly these are actually just for putting saddles on. So you take the saddle off your horse so it can like cool down. That's what I've been told. Do I know if that's 100% true? No. I am not a Wild West historian. Okay, I spent last night looking up photos of Wild West buildings. Yes, the like you know, the night where I could like go out and party or whatever, like before my birthday, right? Yeah, I spent last night looking up Wild West buildings to see if they had shutters. Okay, that's the kind of fucking person I am. Yeah, I looked up Wild West buildings. A lot of them had glass doors like this, which kind of shocked the hell out of me. I was like, there's no way Wild West buildings have glass doors like this. But apparently a lot of them did. But also, almost none of them have shutters, which kind of blew my mind, because like I don't know where I have it, but I have this like image of like this old Wild West town, and the shutters like clack 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 clack, like blowing in the wind, right, and like tumbleweeds rolling and all that shit. But apparently that's not a thing. Apparently they don't have shutters like that, so I don't know where I got that from. Alright, just gonna boop around the little edges around these a little bit. Just gonna give them a little bit of kiss to make sure that they're good. And then where's the water trough? We got a water trough. Now logically this probably actually shouldn't go near the tie-ups, because they're supposedly not actually tie-ups, but I really like how it looks like right here, like underneath the tie-up, like you tied your horse up and then it can drink the water. I think it looks really cool, so that's where we're gonna put it. And then it's gonna be really fun. So once this is all painted, I'm gonna fill this up with resin, so it's got like some actual water in it, and it should be pretty dope. All right, let's see what else we got. I got some barrels. I'm sorry, not barrels. Buckets. These are buckets. We're gonna put like a bucket right there. So yeah, so that's the coolness of making bases for these, is that, oh, maybe we want to put the bucket over here instead. Oh yeah, it looks better over there. Is that we do get to use this kind of little stuff, right? Because otherwise a lot of this stuff would pretty much just, you'd probably never really use it, you know? But with a little bit of base, you know, I can put it around, and it can really add, you know what I mean? Like that really adds to this building. Makes it look super cool, you know? Alright, now I want a set of steps in the back here. Like, because my plan for this is I actually want to 3D print like a shit house, like an outhouse. Because you know, if I'm making a town, they need a shitter. So I want to 3D print an outhouse. I want to have it like in the back behind the buildings. So I want people to have like a walkway to get to the outhouse. Yeah, so I want to do... I was also up looking at STLs for a couple 3D print things last night. So I want to do an outhouse, and I want to do chicken coops, because the lady sprue actually has chickens on it, which is pretty cool. So I want to put a little couple chickens around chicken coop. I think it would look really neat. Nice. Oop, sorry, didn't mean to punch the camera. Since it's actually plastic on plastic, I can actually plastic glue this one too. So let me hit it with that a little bit. There we go. Okay, cool. Now I could also do things like stack barrels and stuff out back, which might look pretty neat too, to be honest. I just put like a barrel there and maybe like a wagon wheel or something. All right. Yeah, we'll hold off on the wagon wheel. Is there a little barrel? There is. Ooh. Barrel and son of barrel. Yeah, we're going to do that. That's cool. I like that. We're going to barrel and son of barrel in the back there. But yeah. Man, the fucking North Star military figures miniatures, man, they're just so good. Like, they're so classic. You get so many options and different poses, and I don't know. All the like monopose stuff from GW lately has been kind of killing me. I really like having like some customization to make your own poses and stuff. Like the old Orc Boys, where they have like the stupid bent backs. That's actually one of my favorite kits. The Death Dread is actually my favorite 40k kit. Like I actually like have built 2 of them so far just because they're so much fun to build. I love that kit. Alright, so we got Barrel and Sun and Barrel out back. And yeah, it should be pretty good. So that one's got its base. Let's make the other one's base too, and then we'll make some scatter and stuff. So when she's all put together, she'll look like... Dun, 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 dun. Wild West Building, number 1. Yeehaw! Alright, let's do this guy. Alright, let me grab another piece of hardboard. By the way, if you don't ever want to try to find these, like in like packages and stuff, you don't want to go through the hassle, you can get a pack of like 60 of them for Amazon for like $10. So that's what I do. Because it's just way fucking cheaper than me trying to find this stuff like in the wild. Like it's nice to reuse things, but like I don't ever come across this stuff normally, so it's way quicker just to buy a set on Amazon. There we go. Bum, 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 bum. And it's nice. The razor goes right through this, and as you saw, scissors will go right through it too. It's not as sturdy as MDF, but I don't have like a whole saw set up, and I don't really want to get into that kind of woodworking, to be honest. I don't find that very satisfying or interesting. So I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to. So I just use this stuff, and it works really good. All my Fallout train is based the same way. So this stuff should be doubly usable for Fallout. There we go. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. There we go, just like that, and then we can round those edges off. And yeah, I'm keeping the like it longer in the front and the back that I need first off, in case I screw up rounding off the edges. Just in case I do like too much or whatever. All right, I want these to be about maybe the same length, so we'll figure out where we should go. Okay. Whoop, shit, broke that. All right, we'll fix that too. All right, so over here in the back, you can't see this, I'm sorry, but I am marking a line. And now I'm going to cut that out. Yeah, perfect. And we got some nice leftover bits from making scatter. All right, there we go. Now we want to make sure that the boop, boop, boop. I just need to reconnect that pillar, that's all. Yeah, as you can see, I attached the roof to the lower part like I thought makes sense, because then the roofs are easier to pick off. So, all right, so let's get the other one back in here so I can get them in kind of a line with the same amount of space in the front. That's kind of what I want. So, yeah, I think it's about perfect, to be honest, right there. Okay. So let's load her up with the glue. These buildings are fantastic. Really, all the models in this kit are so good. There we go. All right. Just like that. Okay. Oh, there she is on her base. And still works pretty good, right? Yeah, still works pretty darn good. Look at that. Just like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe I'll actually trim this down a little bit. Just a tiny bit. We'll cut it down. I think that'll bring it a little bit more in line with the other one. Yeah, that's a little more in line. And that gives it some more bend. So I can now do stuff like that and set up my Wild West town, which is pretty cool. Alright, now, one problem with the duck board thing is you only get 2 sets of stairs. So if you want more stairs, you're going to need to buy more duck boards, which is fine. Just be aware of that that's a thing. Now, do we want the stairs? We want the stairs right at the door? Is that a thing? Maybe right on the side there. I kind of like the stairs actually off kilter from the door, to be honest. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. I like them being off kilter from the door. It probably makes less sense. They probably would be right in front of the door, but this way you gotta walk up the steps, walk down the duck boards, and then get in. Maybe that way the door doesn't hit you or something. I don't know. All right. Hell yeah. Okay. What other cool stuff do we want to put in this one? So that guy, you can go like that. It looks pretty darn good. We got barrels out back of the other one. Let's see what we got for stuff. So we got some saddles. I might actually throw a saddle like right there. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, we're going to put a saddle there. That looks cool. That's plastic on plastic, so we can use our plastic glue. Bam, 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 bam. Just like that. Move it in a little bit. Yeah, looks good. Looks really good. Alright, so we got barrels, we got barrels, we got barrels. There's actually more barrels too. We've got 2 more barrels on the other sprue. More barrels. We've got trunk. We've got some beers. We got a bunch of flour bags. We got a suitcase. We got another flour bag. We've got some birds. Don't think I want to put the birds on anything just yet. You get a lot of birds though. Got another watering thing, got another flour bag, let's see, some kind of parcel, another suitcase trunk, chopping wood axe, another trunk of some kind, wagon wheel, another barrel, more trunks, a milk thing. And you get a lot of stuff in this, it's cool. There's also loose bottles, but I haven't clipped those off the thing yet. This guy. That dude. Yeah, it's some cool stuff. Alright, so what do we want to put around this one? Let's look at it. So there she is there. Do like a box or something there on like the walk. That might be look kind of neat. Alright. I think models could still fit around that and it would still look pretty nice. Might be cool, or we could actually just put that down here. Maybe, I don't know. Little parcel bits, maybe. A little parcel there. These models could still fit by then. And then maybe like a bag of flour or something. Might be kind of neat. What can we do in the back? I've got a lot of crates and stuff, but I don't want every building to have like crates and stuff on the back. I think I might leave this one's back open, to be honest. I think I might leave that one's back open. Yeah, maybe we'll put some little parcels and stuff. I think that's neat. Maybe we'll make this the post office. Ooh, that would be cool. Because the 2-story building, I'm going to make the saloon. Because in my brain, that's the saloon, right? It's the big building. Maybe this would be like the post office, and maybe this would be like the sheriff's. Because I think this should be a sheriff's. I like the idea that this is the sheriff's. And then I don't know what I'll make the 4th building. You know, honestly, if the other one has all that stuff in front, this might actually look better if there's just not anything there. All right, well, I tell you what. Let's make some little scatter, and then we'll think about it. Ugh. All right, so we got some little leftovers. So we're going to use those. Waste not, want not. What we're going to do is we're just going to cut these down like this. Make ourselves some little bases for scatter. Now you don't really need to make bases for scatter, but if I make bases for scatter this way, I can put like little grass tufts on there, all that kind of stuff. Just moving the camera so you guys don't get nothing but beard cam. I had a guy like compliment my beard and hit on me while I was out at dinner the other night. Me and my husband, we get a lot of compliments on our beard, but it's very strange for people to like hit on me. So that was a weird experience. Not because like it was a guy, because obviously I was there with my husband, but just a strange experience for me. Very rarely happens. All right, so let's see. Maybe we could do like some barrels. Stack the barrels up maybe, and throw a crate there. Oh, and then we could put the beer on it. Yeah, like maybe this is going to like the saloon or something. Yeah, I think that's cool. Let's do that. Let's do that. I think that's cool. And then we can put like the little beer bottles. Oh, the little separate beer bottles. Where are they? They're in that box. All right, I'll have to pull those out in a minute. We could do like the little separate beer bottles and like put them around on the ground. Sorry, I've been wanting to do something with those little separate beer bottles because they're really neat. So, yeah, that's cool. Go. I'll put the scatter there. And then because it's going to be plastic on plastic, we can use the plastic glue for this next piece. There we go. All right, here we go. Donk, donk, donk. And someone hit me with a message. Let's see who it was. Just some, it was a happy birthday wish, which is really nice. I'll respond to that after streaming. All right, so they got that guy. That's really cool. So this will work really nice because it'll give me a piece of like cover to shoot off of over like that. And then it'll give me bigger cover if I wanted to hide behind it. So like, yeah, partner, right? And he could actually get full cover there kind of thing, you know? Or he could shoot over it like this. I think that's pretty cool. All right, we'll cut out the little barrels in a minute. I'll pull those out of the bag. So let's make another one of this kind of stuff. Maybe based around these guys. So maybe this kind of stuff where it's like that. Maybe put like a little dried parcel there. Like that one. I think that's not bad. I think that's not bad. Here, you throw like the milk jug on the other side. Yeah, I think that's got potential. Let's do that. This one's a lot more like, sorry, you probably don't want to look at the back of my hand while I glue all this stuff. I feel like this one's a lot more, I don't know, mail, like post office-y. Yeah, I think the other one. So let's see. I'm gonna do like a sheriff's office. I'm gonna do a saloon. I like the idea of maybe like a post office or like a general goods store. And I also kind of want like a general like mining office, right? Because maybe there's like a mine nearby. Maybe that's where all the monsters are gonna come from. I think that's a cool idea. So I like the idea that maybe there's like a general mining office, right? So let's see, that's a sheriff's office, a post office, a general mining office, the saloon. A lawyer or something would be neat too. Oh man, so many cool ideas we could do with this. I'm gonna be super honest. I'm getting old, right? We're all getting old. That's just the unfortunate creep of life. Just keeps going forward. But like, as I get older, I am like getting way more into terrain and like making a little scene. Like just like giving it character and like the minis and the sets match, and like it's becoming like so much more important to me as I get older. Like, you know, everything's got to be painted and it's all got to be based the same, and oh, it feels so dumb, but man, I'm so into it. All right, there we go. We got two little pieces of scatter there. Let's make one more of those, and then we'll make a tree. So we're gonna use some more of this. And then we're going to make ourselves a tree. And maybe we can use this for the tree? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we have to dice up one of the other ones for the tree. Oh, man. I tell you, it feels weird getting old. Just strange times, dude. You don't think it'll happen to you, and then boom, it does. And you're like, what the fuck? Alright, I want to do one with these flower bags, because I think they're neat. Maybe this big guy here. Yeah, it really creeps up on you. And it's got some weird effects, man. Like, I don't think about things the way I did growing up anymore, right? All the, like, memorizing of, like, all these kind of, like, specific kind of little details and stuff. My brain just doesn't do that anymore. It's really weird. But if you ask me to, like, explain the connections on, like, a product, on, like something I'm developing, right? Or, like, how it works with, like, all of the customers' like desires and stuff. Oh man, I got you. Like, 100%. I could fucking give you a rundown of something like that, like a motherfucker. But if you ask me to, like I said, explain, I don't know, some really like obscure factoid, my brain doesn't work that way anymore. It's weird. Okay, I think I'm going to pull that one up, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy here, like that, and then that guy's going to glue to him, like that. And I'll have a little pile of like flour bags or seed bags, and then we'll have a little like another shipping set. And these will work nice because I can throw these like out on the road and stuff. Because you know, it's a cowboy town. You have to have like a main road, right? So this will give me some cover on the main road. These little buildings will. And these little extra areas here, you know, I'm going to be able to put grass tufts and stuff on those, and they'll look really good. All right, so there's our pieces of scatter. Oh, let me get the empty barrels, empty bottles. Hold on. I put everything back in the box. Oh. Hold on. I also have a bunch of like little cactuses and stuff. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna put those out right now. Alright, here's the bottles. And then yeah, we should be good after that. Okay. Yeah, so each one of the guys, like the models, like the miniature guys, the guys come with cactuses, and so do the ladies. So if you really wanted little cactuses, they'd be on the sprues. I might 3D print some little cactuses, I don't know. Alright. Let's clip these individual bottles out, and we're going to toss a bunch of them around that the one that's got like the beer and stuff. Man, you get a lot of little bottles. Holy shit. I thought you only got like one or two. There's a lot on here. You could probably use these as sticks of dynamite too. They'd probably make good little sticks of dynamite. Alright, so that's trash. And then we're going to put those on this one. So like... Maybe we'll stand maybe we'll stand a couple of them up here, and then maybe put like one or two on the ground. You know what, let's do it this way instead. Come on, go. Okay, we need tweezers. Hold on. Gotta get the tweezers. My husband got these tweezers for me. They're really nice. There we go. pop one on its side. I think, yeah, we'll put one on its side and on the bottom. The thing with terrain is always like getting it to look unintentional intentionally, right? And that's really interesting. Like from a design standpoint, sometimes it's really hard to do. Lift it up, huh? Alright, I gotta throw some more glue on that then. Yeah, like getting things to look like haphazard is really hard because our brains really like symmetry and we really like order. Like, it's a large part of how our brains work. So something that is not that is very challenging for our brains. So creating like haphazard designs and stuff is actually really hard. Bum, bum. And you know what? We'll put the last one. We'll actually just put it in it. Yeah, we'll just put it in there. Man, she did not like being glued down. There we go. Shouldn't have trouble now. So I hit the hell out of it with some glue, but first time I glued it, it did not like it. Put this guy in there. Ba-wah. There we go. Alright, so that's all the little bottles. Those are really cool little details. I like those a lot. And making terrain like that, right? Like a little piece of scatter lets us use them, which is really nice. Then we got this guy, which is some kind of like shipping stuff. And then we have some more shipping stuff here. So, neat things these can go both ways. So, as you see, I kind of did a similar thing with both of those, but fuck it, it can also go that way. I mean, hell, we could like super double it up and be like bonk. I don't know if we should do that though. Maybe she's a suitcase. I like it being a little more barricadey like that. All right, so there's our little bits of scatter. Let's make a tree. I think I already have one out. Hold on. I do. Okay. I've got this. What the hell is this? This is one of these. These are tree armatures from Woodland Scenics. They are hard plastic. They come like this, and you kind of like bend and twist them to the way that you want. They're pretty darn cool, I'm not going to lie. And we're going to put flocking, well, probably not today, but I will put flocking and stuff on them. And clump foliage and things. They end up being about $1 for one of these big armatures, and if you get the smaller ones, they end up being cheaper. But they end up being about $1 a piece. I think for 12 of them, I think I paid like $14. I think, and I'm pretty happy to pay $1 for that, right? It's a nice thing. I don't want to have to like bend a bunch of metal wire and all that nonsense. I just don't want to do that. So I'm happy to buy a nice looking armature for that. Now, I think I want to make a couple of trees, and I kind of want them. So For my Scarif board for Star Wars, I made things like this. I don't want to do things like this. I think this works good for the Scarif board because Scarif is supposed to be these little patches of water or little patches of sand and like ankle high water. And I basically put these on a water board and it looked really good. I don't want to do big things like this here. What I more so want to do is kind of have individual trees like that on little bases like that. And I think that's kind of what I want. And just make a whole bunch of those, like 4 or 5 of them. I think is my goal. So I think we're going to use this here. I think I'm going to make little slices out of this. There we go. And then kind of like round them off. So I think what I'm going to do is that. And then I think if I round this off, it'll look pretty good. So I want to make like 4 or 5 of these. So I'm going to just roughly cut out the same kind of shape. Now, if you were someone really into MDF foam, you could probably like Proxxon mass produce these kind of little bits, these kind of little bases. Or maybe if you had like a laser cutter or something, you could do it with MDF or balsa or something, but I'm going to use these guys instead. And you know what? Fuck it, we'll do 5 of them. And they're all going to wind up being a little bit different just because of the effect of having to round them out, but I think that's okay. All right, so let's round them down, and we'll do 1 today, because I think I might actually want to go over to the hobby store and pick up some slightly smaller trees, I think, as well. So there's some variation. Yep, just like that. Dun 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 dun. All right, you know what? We'll do 2 of them so we can bend one together. So I didn't actually bend that one on stream, so we'll bend one together. I could probably actually just also cut this tree down to make it a little shorter. Instead of going and buying another set. Debate that. Alright, so these have a peg because really they're probably for model railroads. We just don't need that peg. If I had like MDF or something on here, I would keep it so I could shove it in because it will definitely make it stronger than just straight gluing it. But I'm going to glue it and I'm going to Mod Podge it and I think it'll be okay. And the nice little space around it here, this is going to give us room to do things like put little bushes and stuff. And it should be pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to throw some glue on there. I'm going to plop our tree down right in the middle. It'll be fun. We can make like little, maybe one of these is like a hangman tree or something, right? We can hang a skeleton out of it and stuff like that. Alright, so that guy's going to sit in glue for a minute. And while it sits in glues, we'll bend one. I realize I haven't bent one on the channel, I don't think yet. So they do come with this like root piece that you can push in here, and it gives it a much bigger base. But what ends up happening with this, and I'll show it off, you end up with this weird gap here. I mean, you know, I probably could fill that with putty, to be honest. I All right, we'll try filling it with putty and see if it works. Now we've gone from making bases to experimenting on trees. So you can see there's some little molds. We got to clip those off. Honestly, you're not really going to be able to see them, but they stick out a little. I want to get rid of them. So, all right, and then we just bend her up. Now there's no wire or anything in this, but you'll definitely get like the feeling for it, because it's kind of like plastic that you're bending, but you're just kind of trying to make it a little more tree shaped, right? Because each one of these is going to get clump foliage on it. Hello! Thank you! Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to stream a little on my birthday. But yeah, each one of these is going to get clump foliage on it, so it's going to have a lot more body when we do it. And now I'm going to show you the like really important part of this in a second. So you can see I'm kind of like bending all the tines different ways, right? Alright, so it ends up kind of looking like one middle piece, and then it's like sticking out like this and like that on the back. Now the really important thing to this is that the tree itself also bends. So you can actually wiggle the center mass of the tree so that it winds up not always looking the same way. It gets harder the further down you get. This probably would have actually been a lot easier to do if I hadn't bent all the tines first, huh? Maybe you should do that part first. It's probably a lot easier if you heated it up too. But you can see it's wiggling a little. You know what? Fuck it. Nope. Where are the shit do I have? I don't know where my other wrench is. That's fine. Yeah, so you can. There's something like a pliers that makes it much easier. See. Sorry, didn't mean to punch the camera there. But you can just see something like a plier, it's much easier. And kind of bend it all around. Just like that. And there we go. And we get a twisty, turny tree boy. Also, making these go up and down is really nice. And it will make your foliage look nicer. So like, having them not just be like straight. Say, bending them out like that, it will make it look a lot nicer. Say, just like that. And there we go. There's our another tree armature. You can see this one's actually way more bent up than this one is. Maybe we actually want to go back and do a little more bending on this one. There we go. Alright, now this guy's going to have the bigger base, so he's going to end up being slightly taller. But we'll try it out. Maybe the bigger base is the way to go. I will hit this gap at the bottom here with putty, but alright, this guy we're going to put slightly off to the side because I want to put the chopping block here because I think that's cool. So we're going to put the chopping block on this one. I'd like to make a little stack of logs, to be honest, but I don't think I have anything that would make good, like a good stack of like firewood to put right there. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Hello. Sorry, I was kind of zoned out. Working on this tree. I did not see anybody. But thank you very much. I am just making some Wild West terrain on my birthday. Hanging out at home, building models. I can play some Dead Man's Hand and some verrotwood. Yeah, there we go. So I do think the one with the wider base is probably the better idea, to be honest. So I'll probably do that on the other ones. I just have to fill that little gap. Thank you. Yeah, they'll look really cool. These are the Woodland Scenics tree armatures. They end up being about $1 a piece. You get like 12 of them for like 14, 15 bucks, something like that. So they end up being maybe like a little more than $1 a pop. So, but yeah, that's pretty darn cool. Let me zoom this out and we'll look at some of the other stuff we made. So we made those, and then we made ourselves some little bits of scatter terrain here with all the pieces from the Dead Man's Hand starter set. Got it there with all the little bottles and stuff. And then we made a base for this building, which is pretty cool. And we got our little hitching posts and our watering things and our saddle, little steps, and then barrel and son of barrel. Shit. Stop. Thank you. And then she's inside. Then we made a base for the other building that we built too on stream. So there's the other building there with its steps. We didn't add anything else to this one. I don't know yet. So I'm going to end up having 4 buildings. And I think this one I want to be the sheriff's office. So what I'm kind of thinking about doing is maybe making some kind of like cage for the back wall here. And maybe like boarding this window up or turning it into like metal poles or something. I think that might be pretty cool. I think that would be pretty neat. Because the problem with, so this is the, why is that one like stuck? There we go. The problem with this, because this is the free floating middle wall you can put wherever you want. My initial desire for that was to use this as like a prison cell, right? But the problem is that like the fucking prison's got like 1 trillion windows in it. And I just don't see that being a thing. So if I want this to be like the sheriff's office, the prison cell needs to not be by the windows, which means it has to be on this back wall here. So I'm gonna have to figure out something for that. Now you can, since these walls are interchangeable, if you have 2 buildings, you could swap the walls and have a building with no windows. But the problem is that the back is still going to have windows. So if you put the prison in the back, it's still going to have windows, right? There's no way to get away from the windows. So got to figure out something for that. But all right. And this guy is, I don't know, because I want a sheriff's office, right? I want like a general goods store or like a parcel office maybe. I want a saloon, but I have the big 2-story building coming to be my saloon. And then I think it would be neat to have like a mining office or like a lawyer's office or something like that, right? Like maybe like the mayor's office, that kind of building I think would be kind of cool. Like maybe something like on the inside would be set up like maybe like this. And then you would have like a receptionist desk here. And then back here you would have like, you know, like the desk and like maybe a like, what are they called? Like a little like visitor's chair here and like maybe like a big chair in the back. Maybe get some like animal heads and hang them on the wall or something, right? Like some kind of like legal looking office, right? See, I think would be kind of cool. So I'm going to end up having, because I've got the 2x2 area, I'm going to end up having 4 buildings in that, plus scatter, right? Plus like these trees and stuff. And I think I kind of have to figure out what I want those buildings to be. Because I really want the saloon. I really want the sheriff's office. I really want a kind of general store. I think would be kind of cool. So on the inside, you'd walk in and there'd be like shelves, right? Like maybe on this wall and that wall, and then there'd be like a counter here in the back. I think that would be pretty sweet. I want some kind of general store. People I think would be tempted to do like a bank, but this building just doesn't remind me of a bank building at all. Because there's really like nowhere to do like a vault or anything with it. So I think, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't make a very good bank building, but it also I think doesn't make a very good sheriff's office if you have a jail in it. But I would still want a sheriff's office. So, but yeah, so they're pretty cool. I've got one more from the starter set to build, and I've got the double-decker building coming from Great Escape Games. I'm going to wait on building the third building till I get the double-decker so I can mix parts. But in the end, she will end up looking like something like this. Alright, be able to have little buildings like that, be able to have some scatter terrain out in the thing. Maybe this building here has a tree next to it. Maybe there's a tree back here, you know. And then we got some, we can put all our cowpokes out. Yow. I gotta find the scatter or something, right? Like. So yeah, I think it'll end up being pretty cool. I think it'll make a really fun, cool table for Dead Man's Hand and for verrotwood, which I think will be pretty sweet. So yeah. Alright, so I'm pretty much going to wrap up, but I want to talk a little bit about next steps for these. So the next step for these is to coat all of the bases in Mod Podge. So the bases are hardboard, which is like that kind of board at the back of a legal pad. It's kind of like just like condensed cardboard essentially. But because of that, it will bend and twist and shape and stuff when you get it wet. So these need to be entirely coated with Mod Podge on the front and the back. Oh, why did my camera die? Why'd you turn off, camera? Sad panda. Oh, it did it. I hit the button like a dummy. Hold on. Oop, that's a Dom. That's actually Dom trumping. So they need to be entirely coated on both sides with matte Mod Podge. It's got to be matte so it can have a tooth to grab paint. The bits that come after that are going to be priming the entire thing, and then I'm going to go through and start to texture paint them. Now I like to use the Vallejo texture paint because you get a giant container of it for like 15 bucks. And I mean, I've still yet to run out of one container of it, and I've been using it for everything for like 2 years. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then after that, everything's going to get little bits of flocking, right? Static grass tufts, that kind of stuff. And the trees are going to get clump foliage on them. And then they will get flocking on top of that. And then after that, it's painting. So quite a few steps still for these guys, to be honest. But it's fun. And I'll end up having terrain for multiple games with this, which is pretty cool. Because I'll be able to use this for... Dead Man's Hand, which is what it's from the starter box for. I'll be able to use it for verrotwood Wild West, and I will be able to use it for Fallout, because this stuff is 28 millimeter. The Fallout guys are a little bit bigger than that. They're not quite GW 32 millimeter sized, but it's close enough. So I'll be able to have a little Wild West town like Good Springs, right? I think it's called Good Springs. The one you start out in New Vegas. It's not Shady Sands. I think it's Good Springs. Or am I confusing with the one from Fallout 4, Good Neighbor? I don't know. Either way, I'm going to be able to have a little Wild West town like that, which will be pretty sweet. But yeah, that's it for our making the bases and everything today. Been streaming for over an hour, coming up on an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to call it, go see if my 3D printer is done printing. And I will catch you guys on Sunday. Maybe we'll be at the painting step and we'll do some more of these buildings on Sunday, because I've been enjoying doing these. Maybe we'll do some little tanks. I've got some more little tanks to do. I've got some more American and some more German and some Russian little tanks to do, so maybe we'll do those instead. Beep beep, I'm a tank. Maybe we'll do those, I don't know. Maybe I'll have some cowpokes ready to paint. We'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a good one, and keep on keeping on.